And we're joined now in studio by Dr. Julia Parrish. Thank you for coming in today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
Tell me a little bit about COAST. What does it stand for and what do you do with that?
COAST stands for Coastal Observation and Seabird Survey Team, so two S's in COAST. And it's a citizen science project in the Pacific Northwest, so California, Oregon, Washington, and then up into Alaska. And in COAST, people get trained to survey their local beach, so they're coastal residents, and go out and they either find, this is going to sound geeky, they either find dead birds, so beach cast birds washed in on the tide, or they find marine debris. So it's not just about finding things, it's about recording really specific pieces of information, data or evidence. And that sums up across all of the people in the program, so maybe 1,000 people at a time, that sums up to giving us a picture of coastal ecosystem health in the Northeast Pacific Ocean.
Why is citizen science important in general? Like, how would you convince other people that, yeah, using citizens to accomplish your scientific goals is actually can be really beneficial?
So citizen science allows people to be involved in authentic science that can be done no other way. In that sense, it's not any different than any other tool we use for data collection. But the added benefit is enormous, and that's because people who are directly involved in science, in something that interests them in their backyard, in their community, also get more information about what's going on. They think about science in a different way. They know that what they're doing is important, and they know that they can be part of answering questions, documenting the effects of climate change on the natural world. And so it joins people together through science, and that's something that we just don't do very often.
Yeah, is this all part of something, there's a concept called open science. And it sounds like this is very much a part of that, where it's not only like scientists gathering information, but then it's like putting that information back out into the wild, essentially.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think open science, open data is a really important concept. And it's both the concept that a scientist doesn't get to hold the cards close to your chest. It's my data and you can't have it, right? But it's also that concept that with not just a database or an Excel spreadsheet out there somewhere on the web, but data and science that's visualized in ways that non-scientists can understand what's going on. I think that that is really important. But one thing that I do have to point out here is that for many of the communities that we work within, they are small, they are very remote, they have limited access to science, and some of them are communities since time immemorial. They're indigenous communities. And in those communities especially, information and ways of collecting information, ways of knowing the natural world are stewarded from generation to generation inside the community. And it's very, very important in those contexts to be able to stop, breathe, listen, and ask the community, is it okay? Is it okay for us to collect this information here? Is it okay for us to work with you? Is it okay for us to share?
Dr. Julia Parrish, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.